What's going on, Power Squad? WillPower here. Today I want to talk about materials. There's a big misconception with investors that the materials is the responsibility of the contractor. The responsibility of the contractor is to provide the investor with a list of the materials he's going to need to start and execute that job. If your contractor or your subs are going out and picking up materials for you, they're going above and beyond. They're doing you a big favor. This is an act that usually goes unappreciated, and most investors think that it's the responsibility of the contractor when it isn't. Let me explain a little bit on this. We all know all these neighborhoods, they're booming right now with rehabs along the Beltline, Decatur, Kirkwood, West End, East Point. You know the areas. Drive around and you're gonna see that 99% of the time, there isn't going to be any container with materials on site. Everything is always delivered on site by the supply house. If you look at development projects, rehabs of the multifamily, when they're renovating apartment complexes, they always have a container with all the materials the subs are going to need to execute that job on site. In our case, when these little 1,500 square foot houses, there isn't a budget to have all the materials on site and keep them in a container. Not to mention that most of the time there isn't a space to get a container on site and have all the materials there. When having materials delivered by a supply house, let's use Home Depot here as an example, they charge $79 for delivery, but their window is from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you leave it up to them, because you're trying to save money on the front end, they're gonna deliver it at whatever hour. If they deliver it at 7 a.m., let's say the crew doesn't get there till 8 or 9, you have an hour or two that the material is gonna be unsupervised, just laying there in the front of the house. The same goes if they drop it off, from 6 to 8 p.m. after the crew has left at 5, 6, it's gonna be there unattended till the next day, and this just gives yourself more risk of it being stolen and taken from the property. So make sure that you pay the extra money to get it between 9 and 5 when you know that your crews are gonna be there and they can receive the materials and put it in a secure spot inside the property. Going to Home Depot is time consuming. Time is money, money is time in this rehab flipping business, as we all know. Sending your subs out there to go and pick out materials, wait in line, then have to make a phone sale. Then if you don't answer, they got to get back in the end of the line, and go through the process again to make that phone sale, load everything into the truck and go. Man, this is time consuming, and it literally takes 3 to 4 hours depending on how much material you're going to go and pick up. So this is why it's more efficient to have the materials delivered by whatever supply house you're gonna use. You have to look at the big picture. Most investors, newbie investors, they trying to save money up front and not realize that it's gonna cause delays and it's gonna cost them more on the back end. So focus on the big picture, not just saving on the front end. Analyze everything and make sure everything makes sense where you're gonna finish on budget and at the time that you need to be finishing your project at. Let's talk about the liability that the contractor or sub risk when they go and do you a favor to pick up the materials. If something happens, let's use floor and decor for example. If they go and pick up a tile job, it's very heavy, backsplash, flooring, bathrooms, surrounding walls, whatever. It's very heavy. If their axle, suspension, a tire pops, if anything happens to their truck or van, the investor is not going to pay for it. It's not their responsibility. You're going to say, oh, that's your truck, that's your van, it's old, whatever the case might be, whatever excuse you're going to give to not pay that. So that's a liability that the sub or the contractor is taking, doing you a favor, picking up your material. Another thing that can happen too, if for whatever reason, God forbid, the contractor or sub on the way to the project gets into an accident, whether it's their fault or not, and the material is damaged, you're not going to pay for that. You're going to be, I hope you had insurance. That's not my responsibility, this and that. But they're doing you the favor. They were going out there to pick up the materials for you, so you wouldn't have to spend that money on getting it delivered by the supply house. So this is a big liability, when your contractors are going out to get you the materials, they're going above and beyond. It's an act that it goes, as I mentioned before, it's an act that goes unappreciated. New investors assume that this is the responsibility of the contractor to go and pick it up, and it's not like that. Now that you have the knowledge on getting materials on site, this should help you have your project running smooth, very efficient, and have no delays due to materials. This keeps your subs working, keeps them happy. You don't have to worry about them spending hours at Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, floor and decor, whatever the case might be, waiting to get the materials. Then when they can be on site working, progressing on your project. At WillPower, we're here to help. I want you to succeed. If you succeed, I succeed. At WillPower, we don't want your money, we want your business. Don't just hire help, build a team. Don't forget to subscribe below. I want to hear back from you guys, so comment down below as well and let me know what you guys think. And here to help, bro. Let's go get this money, bro.